Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 2022 Review. What is it? It's only 6 minutes and 4 miles between Bugatti's factory in Molsheim, eastern France, and a sports center car park in the nearby village of Bischoffsheim. But between the two places, Bugatti test driver Andy Wallace has already demonstrated how the firm's latest hypercar, the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, can generate more than 900 brake horsepower at no more than 4,000 RPM and navigate the biggest, harshest speed bump in Christendom without cracking its underbody. As we pull up near, but not too near, a driving school hatchback whose bemused instructor and student are practicing parking, it's a deft example of this car's abilities. "We're testing this Chiron on the road because it is a road car," says Wallace. It also just so happens to be one with 1,587 brake horsepower, 1,600 metric horses, and a speed limiter that doesn't kick in until 273 miles per hour, 440 kilometers per hour. The Super Sport is a slightly more habitable version of the limited-run Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, which replicated a prototype car Wallace took to 300 miles per hour. It's mechanically identical, but has an interior more like a regular Chiron, so more leather and comfort. There are still ludicrous numbers though. It will do 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds and 0 to 124 miles per hour in 5.8 seconds. Given the advent of silly fast electric cars, that isn't so spectacular in isolation. But it will also go from 0 to 186 miles per hour in 12.1 seconds and 0 to 249 miles per hour in 28.6 seconds. It could maintain its near 300 mph top speed until its fuel tank emptied in about 8 minutes at full whack if there were a road or track long enough to try it. Incidentally, this continuous top speed running isn't so easy in electric hypercars at the moment, because of the heat generated by power transfer. Given that Bugatti's majority shareholder is now EV specialist Rimac, you can imagine that these engineering challenges are on its to-do list. What's it like? Driving at these speeds is so demanding that the Chiron's 100-liter fuel supply would run out not too soon before you would exceed the durability limit of its Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, which need replacing after sustained periods at very high speeds. Meanwhile, at such engine speeds and power outputs, the Super Sport's induction system swallows a cubic meter of air, 1,000 liters, every single second. All of these numbers, feats and statistics are impressive, if you believe in the engineering and purpose behind creating 2.75 million pounds hypercars, which I sort of do, even though I think driving a Morgan three-wheeler would be more fun more often. But Bugatti's real feat isn't the numbers themselves. If you want to make a car only do 300 miles per hour, it will be very difficult, because the forces at play are sky-high, but in the overall scheme of automotive engineering, that's by no means the hardest part of it. The truly remarkable thing is that in the Super Sport, as with other Chirons and Veyrons before it, this performance is all achieved with an integrity that makes these cars as straightforward to use as a Volkswagen Golf. Actually, given how touchscreen heavy the latest Golf's interior is, driving the physically dialed Chiron is in many respects easier. As Wallace and I climb out of the car to swap seats, he runs me through the exterior changes that mark out the Super Sport from the regular Bugatti Chiron. Most obviously and significantly, the rear body has been extended by 250 millimeters. The exhausts have been turned vertically and separated, rather than sitting horizontally in the center of the car too, which allows the diffuser to be widened and to stretch further towards the upper body section. This extension and closing up of the tail, looking closer to the aerodynamic ideal teardrop shape, maintains laminar airflow for longer, so it's more efficient. It makes a bit more stabilizing downforce with no drag penalty. This stuff matters at speed, because of how things change at speed. Wallace says that at 261 miles per hour, at each wheel's rim, forces are 3,000 G. So a 2.5 G valve cap weighs 7.5 kilograms and a 44 G tire pressure sensor becomes 132 kilograms. A conventional car tire valve can't be used, because at that speed it bends so much that it leaks. Things like this are happening throughout the car. So the more aero you have on your side, the better. None of this is evident as you slide down into one of the snug-fitting driver's seat and electrically adjust it. The fairly small, thin-rimmed and not quite round steering wheel manually adjusts generously for reach and rake. There's a gear lever for the Ricardo transmission, beautifully machined, as so much of it is, from aluminium. The strip that runs down the center console is machined from one piece. The vents atop the doors, finished in black so that they look like plastic, are actually titanium. There are a few cubbies, door pockets, and a glove box. With its small, shallow boot at the front, it could even be a grand tourer. It's pretty loud though. With Wallace in the scarier seat, I thumb the wheel-mounted start button. The engine isn't over-dramatized in its start sequence. It's just naturally dramatic, because it's a quad-turbocharged W16 of 8.0 liters making 198 brake horsepower per liter at 7,000 RPM. Two of the turbos are shut off until 4,000 RPM to improve low-end response. The peculiar engine layout isn't silken like, say, a V12. It's an imposing volume like a ship or tank's engine. There's an inordinate volume because of the sheer amount of physics going on. But still, it's a Volkswagen Group car. So the 7-speed dual-clutch automatic gearbox creeps away from rest easily. The steering is medium-weighted, nicely geared at 2.2 turns between locks, electrically assisted, and with a good blend of response and stability around the straight-ahead position.
Thanks for watching.
Drop a like. Leave a comment.
And don't forget to subscribe to watch more videos like this.